Coming up, British street signs in Gotham, vanishing injuries, teleporting pool balls and weapons, flying cars, and some questionable Spanish.
No habla español!
The Batman is packed with mystery, grit, and some of the most atmospheric visuals in any of the world's greatest detectives films. But behind the shadows and rain-soaked streets lies a surprising number of mistakes. Today, we're lighting up the bat signal and shining it on all of them. With that in mind, there are spoilers ahead, so proceed with caution if you're yet to see this. Right at the beginning, the Riddler charges the mayor while screaming at the top of his lungs. But the mayor doesn't react at all. He isn't startled, he doesn't flinch, and only at the very last moment does he slowly start to turn his head before being struck. At the mayor's crime scene, the forensic photographer keeps using the camera's flash, even on reflective picture frames. Real forensic photographers avoid using direct flash on shiny surfaces because it blows out the image and can destroy evidence. Bruce's hands are bare when he puts on his helmet after investigating the mayor's crime scene. He then rides back to the Batcave to continue the investigation, but his hands are suddenly wrapped. A few scenes after the previous mistake, Bruce changes his clothes and his back is covered in cuts, bruises, and scars. Yet just a few days later, when he pushes the table aside to map out the Riddler's clues on the floor, his back is suddenly free from injury.
Thumb drive.
The photographs on the Riddler's thumb drive were clearly taken from a high vantage point across from the Iceberg Lounge. But neither Batman, Gordon, nor the GCPD ever attempt to locate where those photos were taken. If they had, they could have found the Riddler almost immediately, because he's actually visible through a window with the same vantage point shortly afterwards, watching the Iceberg Lounge. After Batman and Catwoman fight, he takes Annika Kosalov's passport and examines it. The 2018 Estonian passport lists its issuing authority as KMA, but Estonia dissolved that agency in 2010. A passport from 2018 should have been issued by PPA instead. When Selina returns to her apartment with Batman, she's shown to have long fingernails. But just a few scenes earlier, when she's cracking a safe, she's wearing tight black gloves that wouldn't accommodate nails that length. When Batman and Selina watch the Riddler's video on the GC1 news report, the subtitles use the UK spelling of the word judgment, something you wouldn't see on an American broadcast. In the wide shot of Bruce arriving at Gotham City Hall, you can clearly spot a Merseytravel bus stop, a giveaway that this scene was actually filmed outside St George's Hall in Liverpool, UK. During the funeral at Gotham City Hall, Bruce's hair changes length between the exterior and interior scenes. In the scene where the DA has a bomb collar around his neck, during Batman's video call with the Riddler, the reflection of Batman in the Riddler's glasses never moves. It stays at the same off-center angle and doesn't match the front-facing camera image of Batman, even though that's exactly what the Riddler should be seeing. Although the light cannon on Gordon's car appears to be shot and destroyed during the shootout outside the Iceberg Lounge, it's suddenly working perfectly when he and Batman apprehend the Penguin after the car chase that follows. The shootout begins with Batman getting gunned down beside a parked car while he and Catwoman are talking. The Penguin approaches the vehicle as Catwoman takes cover behind it, and in the darkness you can still see Batman lying on the ground, his cowl and lower face opening just visible. But as the Penguin circles around the back of the car, Batman is suddenly starting up the Batmobile. even though there's no way he could have moved there so quickly or without being noticed. The Batmobile speeds toward the ramp before the camera cuts to Penguin, and it isn't visible flying into the air behind him, even though it should be. The tanker then explodes, and the Batmobile doesn't appear in the air until nearly 9 seconds after hitting the ramp, when it finally crashes through the flames. It then lands around 13 seconds after takeoff, which is pretty hard to believe, even for a heavily modified muscle car. It then slams into Penguin's car, sending it flying through the air and flipping multiple times. A crash that would almost certainly deploy the vehicle's airbags, yet they never deploy. After the car chase, Batman and Gordon interrogate Penguin, suspecting he might be the rat behind the cipher clue El Rata Alada.
El Rata Alada?
Rat with wings.
He mocks their Spanish, saying,
No habla español,
Do me a
fellas?
favor, shithead, shut up!
Ironically, that's incorrect. Habla is singular. Since he's addressing both of them, it should be no hablan español, fellas.
It's like the white Spanish I have heard.
What?
In the scene where Bruce speaks to Falcone beside the pool table, the balls change position when the camera briefly cuts to Bruce, even though no one takes a shot. Batman takes the Batarang from his chest plate and uses it to cut the live wire, electrifying himself and dropping the blade as he falls into the water below. But when he emerges and lights a flare, the Batarang is suddenly back in its slot on his chest, even though he never retrieves or reattaches it. Batman shifts some collapsed scaffolding and helps a boy and a woman out from underneath it. He then leads the way with the flare, followed by the pair he rescued and just a few others. But in the overhead shot, dozens of people are suddenly behind him. All right, before we get to the final mistake in the Batman, a quick thank you for watching this far. If you're enjoying the video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to catch the next release. 2017's It, Chapter 1. Now, on to the final mistake. In one of the final shots of the movie, Batman and Catwoman ride off in opposite directions, and Catwoman passes over a UK give-way road marking. A white triangle painted on the tarmac, clearly visible here. This marking is not present in American cities and is a leftover from filming in the UK.